have any other, most of y'all probably heard the spiel about the Mustang before. Any other questions? Basically, it was the designed for the British. Originally, they called it the Mustang. We had originally called it the Apache. It's got the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine in it, 1,500 horsepower on takeoff, a gallon of fuel every 20 seconds on takeoff. Comes back to economical gallon per minute when I get it back to cruise, and it works out to about 5 miles per gallon. So, yeah, that's right, armor for my wallet. Let's see. I'm trying to think. A couple interesting stories. Lee actually only got credited in World War II for 4 kills, and he had another claim in that he knew that he got. But I think what happened back then is they didn't want one of the Tuskegee guys to become an ace. And then what they ended up doing later is the government came back and said, hey, we'll give you that. Well, he just said, if you wouldn't give it to me then, no, I don't want it now. So, but what I did is I put the extra kill on there. So technically it only would have been 4. I gave him 5. The name of the airplane kind of has an interesting story. Lee and a lot of his classmates were actually stationed in Macon, Georgia. You know, of course, with the segregation things and all that, you know, they couldn't go to the White Officers Club, they couldn't go to the theaters in town and stuff like that. But at the same time, there was a group of, like, you know, the DAR, Daughters of American Revolution. Well, they had what they call the Macon Bells, and it was this kind of Atlanta-type ex-plantation society, you know, with the big puffy dresses. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, so, but what would happen is where the Tuskegee guys couldn't go to these other places, they would still allow the Macon Bells were having tea parties for the German prisoners of war. And that didn't sit too well for Lee and his buddies, and so when he got over to Europe, and they said, and his mechanic said, what do you want to call the airplane? He says, I want to name it the Macon Bell, because if the Germans put bullets in it, then that's my payback for what happened to me back in Macon. Well, so he flew it for a while with the Macon Bell on there, and then at some point his mechanic noticed there was these letters coming back from the States from some girl named Ina. And one day Lee walked out to the airplane, and Ina, the Macon Bell, was painted on the airplane. So it wasn't Lee's idea, it was his mechanic's idea, and later it became Lee's wife. And on the little DVD that we sell in the gift shop, it kind of tells that story about, you know, his wife shows a picture of her, and, you know, there's Lee's out there when I'm testifying the airplane. Pretty interesting story. I apologize, the D model wasn't flying. I actually flew it a couple of weeks ago, and there was something that wasn't working right with the carburetor. We tried it 1 or 2 more times to adjust it. It didn't feel right, and we got to pull the carburetor off, send it back. And we just had it overhauled about 1.5 years ago, so still should be under warranty. Any questions about anything? Yeah.